Good morning, students. Welcome to this session. In this session, we will look into the lab programs number 5 to number 10. Whatever the knowledge we have acquired so far, that is on the server side programming, that will be useful in understanding and executing these lab programs. So first, we will go through the problem statement. The fifth lab program number. No, not the fifth. Let's go with the sixth. Fifth is already complete. The sixth program, write a PHP program. Write a PHP program to keep track of the number of visitors. Write a PHP program to keep track of the number of visitors visiting the web page and to display this count of visitors with the proper headings. So this is a very simple program, very like a few lines of a code sufficient. What many website you must have seen, whenever you visit, they will be showing the visitor count, how many visitors have visited that particular website. There are many ways to implement that particular part. Here we will see one of the implementation using a file. So we will be keeping we have to keep the record count, isn't it? Whenever there is a hit, whenever there is somebody visits the web application, that has to be counted, and that count needs to be stored in some kind of a permanent storage inside the server. So here we have used a file. That is the first problem. What is the first problem? We have to display the number of visitors that are visiting the page, and you have to show that number on the web application. The program, okay, this is the program number 6, very small program. Okay, this is the program. Before I explain the program, I will start the server, and we will run this particular PHP code, so that you will see what is the output we are getting. Then we will come back to the code and we will understand how the code is working. Okay, my server is running. You have to check this Apache status change detected running. Now the application is running. I will come back to the browser, go to the local host. This is the local host. The app is running. Now I will copy the name, and you should remember this file should be in the c:\xampp and htdocs folder, okay, which is already present there. So I have already copied that file in the htdocs, right? c:\xampp and htdocs. You have to copy the file over there. Once you have the file over there, then you can say localhost and give the name of that particular PHP code. That is program 6 underscore number of visitors dot PHP. Okay, I will click. Okay. Now you can see visitor information. You are visitor number 6. I will just refresh. So one more hit to my application. The count is increasing. Whenever the user is coming and accessing the application, the number will keep on increasing. So just I'm hitting the enter, or you can say reload. Okay, reload of the page. Reload means it will make another request to the server. So as and when I'm making the visits to the site, this number is getting increased. Now we will see how this particular thing has been implemented. Okay, so let us see the source code now. This is the code. So this is I have the HTML document, HTML tags. Then inside that I have body, and inside that I have the PHP code. In the PHP code, you can see the first line is dollar file is equal to I have a name of the file as a string count.txt. Now we already saw the file operations in previous sessions. If you remember, we worked on how to open a file, okay, how to open as a stream, how to open it as putting it onto the memory, how to read the content of the file. There are many options are there. If you want to open a file, we have f open. Then if you want to write into the file, f write function is there. F close if you want to close the function. So on there are for f gets is going to read the file. Then file get contents is another, file put contents. So these are the different file functions that we already learned. We are going to use that. And why we are using the file is we are keeping the count in the file, because that information should be persistent, because once the user closes the connection, somewhere that number has to be stored. So that number is stored inside the this particular file. And where is this file? This file is on the server. So if you go to the htdocs, then you can see here count.txt. Let me open that file. You can see 19, right? If I visit the page again, you will see. So right now 18, the next visitor is 19, which is coming from the file. And if you see the file content, let me close this. I will open the file again. It will be updated to 20. So that is how it is happening. So first dollar file, name of the file count.txt. You can give any name you want to the file. Then if I have a function here, what is the function name? File exists. As the name suggests, it is checking whether particular file is present. What particular file is present? Dollar file. So what is dollar file? Dollar file variable is having a name count.text. File exists, it's going to check whether this particular file is available. If it is true, then we are complementing that answer, we are making it as false. Means if it is false, then this condition will not get executed. Okay, so what is the meaning? If the file is present on the server, then this particular code will not get executed. Let us say you deployed the application and the user is coming for the first time. Okay, when user is coming for the first time, you don't have the this particular file. Let me delete that file. I will say delete. That particular file is now deleted. Now that file is not available. If user comes here, I have to say he is the first user, right? Now that file content is already I have removed that file. So if I click here, it starts from 1. Now what happened was, when the code was executing, it assigned dollar file variable count.txt, and it came inside file exist count.txt, and it checked on the htdocs here. It checked here that file was not present. The answer it gave was file exist false, and we complemented, we made it as a true, because that file was not present there. Then what we did, $fh is equal to f open, okay, dollar file and a. What this will do is, suppose if the file is not present, it will create the file and it will open with the append mode. Means you can write into that particular file. So that name of the file is what? Dollar file. It will create a file called count.txt with the append mode, and that file handle would be available in the $fh variable. And then once you have the file handler, using that file handler, you write into that file. So you use the function fwrite file handler, and what you are going to write? You are going to write the value of 1. Once you write the value of 1, it will come here, $count is equal to string val str val. So that is the function. It will convert it into the string. Then file get contents. So what it is going to get, it is completely, it is going to read this file. What is this dollar file? Dollar file is nothing but the count.txt. It is going to read the complete file, and what is there in that file? One is there, so it will convert it into a string. Then file put contents. Now dollar count has value of 1. Then what, string value will convert it into a number. Okay, the string will be converted into a number. Then you want to put the updated value into the file. So for that you use the function file underscore put underscore contents. You have the file name, that is dollar file name, comma, dollar count plus 1. Dollar count is how much? 1. Value is 1, and now it will become 2. That 2 value is stored. Okay, now I will show you the number is displayed 1 here. And if I open the server file which is created, now you can see it is file is created. It will have a content of 2. You can see it has a content of 2. Where it is coming from? It is coming from this. Now file got executed this part. Now next, echo h1 header visitor information. So this is the visitor information. Then echo h2, you are visitor number colon and concatenation dot is there, concatenated with the count. What is the count it is having? We have the count as 1, that 1 and closing of the h2. So you can see 1. Suppose if I refresh, let me close that count file. If I refresh this page, it will become 2. Now what happened? The code came here, it executed, it assigned the value count.text. File exists, the file is already present. File exists, count.txt, yes, this file is present, true. Then it will become false. Then it will not go here, it will not create the file again, it will directly come here. It will read from the file. And what is the content of the file? Content of the file is already 2. I already showed you 2. So that 2 is stored into dollar count, and inside the file what we are going to put? Updated value. So file put contents dollar file 2 plus 1, 3. 3 will get stored in the file, and on the screen what you will see? Visitor information, your visitor number 2. Only this information gets updated. Okay, and if you open the file, it will be having a value of 3. If I open this, the value is 3. So on, whenever you are refreshing, it will give you the next number. Okay, next number. Suppose you want to start from the 0, again you delete this file. Okay, now the code will go into this part where we are going to start from 1. If I refresh now, it will start as 1. That is the very simple program, that is lab program number 6. Write a PHP program to keep track of the number of visitors visiting the web page and to display this count of visitors with the proper headings. Next, program number 7, write a PHP program to display a digital clock which displays the current time of the server. So this is also very simple program, few lines of code. What we want to have is a one digital clock which will display the server time. Whatever is the server time, in this case, what is the server time? Whatever is the local host, whatever is the local host system that is running, it will show that particular time. I will show you the source code. We'll open this. This is program 7 server clock. Before we get into the code, I will show you the application program output. I copy the name of the PHP. So localhost and program number 7 server clock.php. So you can see it is showing the server time 11:54:44 a.m. So this is what is on my system. This is how it is showing. So it looks like a server clock. How this is achieved? This is the source code. So here I have to set certain properties so that it is getting refreshed every time. You can see it is getting refreshed every time it is refreshed. The page is loading and it is displaying the time. If you see, it's a very simple code. We have the HTML. Inside that, I have the header and I have body. Inside the body, I have one paragraph and one piece of PHP code. So this is the opening tag of the PHP code, and this is the closing tag of the PHP question mark and the angle bracket question mark PHP is the beginning tag or the start tag of the PHP. Inside that, what I have echo and date. You remember a date function, it will create a date object and whatever the format you specify here. It is hour, then minutes and seconds, and it is showing whether it's AM or PM. So that is what it is displaying on the so echo will what it will output it to the browser, and this is a simple paragraph. And for this paragraph, I have a style. Style is embedded in the head section, beginning of the style, end of the style. The paragraph color is white, so you can see the color is white, whatever is inside the paragraph. The font size is 90 pixel. So just if I make it as 190, you will see. Okay, I have to stop this. Okay. Oh, all right. So I'm making the change. The reason being it is not effective is I am changing and saving in this particular folder. You can see you have to change it in the HT docs. Okay. So let me open that so that if you want to experiment, that would be very easy. I have program number 7. Edit. Let me close this one. This is on my local. Let me say this as 190. So you can automatically see it has increased, isn't it? The font size has increased. So just you have to be very careful where you are making the changes. Whatever the changes you make, you should copy back that file into HT docs, because whatever is in the HT docs, that is what will get displayed. Position is absolute position, top 50%, left 50%. So automatically it will take the from the top the 50% and from the left 50% of the parent size. Then transform, translate minus 50% and minus 50%. So it will transform, that particular transformation is applied. That is the style. And body background color is black. So whatever the background you are seeing for the paragraph, this is for the body, it is black. Suppose if you want to set any other color, okay, you can do that. So whatever the changes that you want to apply, you can apply the changes, and that is all. And you have to set this particular property, HTTP hyphen EQ as a refresh, so that it will be refreshing every time. So you can see what we are doing is basically we are creating a new date object, and that date object has been displayed on top of the browser. So where we are displaying echo date. So this will output the date to the browser. That is what being shown, and rest is the styling. Other than the styling, we have to remember this particular attribute that has been set as a refresh, that will take care of displaying the this particular application like a digital clock. And one more thing is, right now it is showing the time. How this time is shown, if you try this particular application on your installation, it will show some other time. That time will be shown as some European time zone time, because by default the installation sets it to the some time zone in the Europe. Okay. You have to make sure that you have to change it to the Indian standard time. Some of the time zones that is present in in India, that has to be updated. And where that updation has to be done, that updation has to be done in the php.ini file. So you can go to this configuration, and we have php.ini file here. This is the php.ini. Just I will search for the time zone. Okay. So this is the time zone that it is utilizing. Currently it is set as Asia and Kolkata. Okay. If you want, you can change it to some other time zone. For example, let me store this. I will say this is America, and you have to select the right name, otherwise it won't display correctly. I change it to the some other time zone. I'm not sure whether it is America or Americas. Whenever you are making a configuration changes, you have to restart the web server. Okay, now it is running. Okay, now the time has been changed. Now it is showing the like a New York time. This is the time in New York. That is what is being displayed. So whichever you value you set, you will just reverse it. And when you are making changes to the any configuration file, please do not directly change the file. Make a copy somewhere. I have already kept the copy of this php.ini file, because if you make any mistakes, it's very difficult to revert it back. So first take a backup, have one file, good file somewhere, and on top of that make the changes. Now I set the time zone, date.time zone as Asia, Kolkata. Uh, you don't see the changes here. The changes are not effective because these changes are applied only on the restart of the web server. That I am going to do. I will stop it. So the minute I stop the web server, you will see the error, because now web server is not available. Okay. Now it has restarted. The server has restarted. You can see the time which matches the Indian Standard Time. All right. That is the second lab program. That is the seventh. So we saw second 2 days. That is we saw the program number 6 and program number 7. Now we'll move on to the program number 8. Program number 8, write a PHP program to do the following. So it has to do these following things. A, implement simple calculator operations. So already we did the calculator using the JavaScript. That was the first lab program. Now we have to do the implementation using the PHP program. Then find the transpose of a matrix. So we'll assume some matrix value, and we will do the transposition of that matrix, multiplication of two matrices, then addition of the two matrices. These four things we have to do using the PHP program. First is implement a simple calculator, then find the transpose of a matrix, then multiplication of the two matrices, and addition of the two matrices. This lab program is divided into two parts. So I have separate PHP file for the A, that is implementation of the calculator. For second PHP code, we have the matrix operation, that is transpose, multiplication, and addition. Let me close this PHP file. Lab program number 8, program 8A calc. Open it and let me copy the name, so that I will first run this particular program, and then we will see what the code is, how the code works. Localhost, localhost, name of the PHP, program ATA underscore calc dot PHP. So this is how the page will look like. Okay, not of lot of stylings are not applied. It is just a plain PHP code is there. Just the functioning. I will select 78. Then let us say I will take 66. And this is the input fields, two fields. This is non-clickable where I have the results. So this is disabled. If I click on plus, addition happens, minus subtraction of number 1 and number 2, multiplication and division. So those are the different operations that we can perform. And also we will just check if there are other validations. Suppose I enter here some character. I say enter numeric inputs. So if I click on anything, so it is giving the same. If I say this is number, proper number, second one letter, still it doesn't change. Okay, if I give both the numbers, okay, then it does the calculation. Let me give the second one as 0. These are the simple validation you must be doing for any type of a calculator. Multiplication 0, division should give me a error. So here it is giving a message, infinite value. Okay, so everything has been handled. Now we go back to the code. First, we will go to the how the page is displayed. I have the HTML here. Okay, this is the beginning of the HTML, closing of the HTML. I have style. So style for the input. So these are the two inputs I have. The style is specified that margin left 20 pixel. Okay, so I am giving some margin here 20 pixel. Text align right. So you can see the text is aligned to right. Both are text is aligned to right. Then I have a form. This is the beginning of the form. This is the end of the form. Then inside the form, I have a H3 header. This is H3 header. And after that, so if you want, you can put it as a label. Here it is just put it as a content. Whatever is shown here, that will be outputted to the browser. Then I have a input control. You can see here, this is the input, beginning of the input. This is the close of the input. And what is the type of the input? Text. The name is given n1 and value. So inside the value, you can see I have a PHP code, $PHP echo dollar text one colon. So this is what the value we have. Then we have next one is this is n1, this is n2, and this is res, that is the result. This is the res field. Now input is equal to type again text n2 and value is echo dollar text2. Whatever is in the text2, that will be echoed. That will be shown on the browser. So what you will see on the browser is whatever is the content of this text1 and text2. Initially when I loaded the page, okay, so nothing is there. So whatever is now dollar text1 and dollar text2 doesn't have any kind of a content. That is what you are seeing on the screen. Initially nothing is stored there. And similarly the last one, the third control is a input. Text name is res and echo dollar res. Whatever is in the value res, that will be echoed, and it is disabled. As you can see, we cannot enter. This one is disabled. Then I have to break lines, and then I have four input controls of type submit. Submit is as you know, it is a button, a submit button, and name is given as sub. If you see here, the name of these all the buttons is sub, and the values are different. The first one is a plus, second one is minus, third one is multiplication, and fourth one is the forward slash representative of the division. That is what you see it on these buttons. Now, when you click on the, when you enter the, when user enters the value and he clicks on any of these buttons, so basically this form will get submitted. Which form? This form. This form, this will get submitted, and the method that is used is the post method. Now it will get submitted to the same PHP. Now here you can see text 1 is like blank, text 2 is blank, and res value is blank. So basically you can see we have three variables defined: text 1, text 2, and res with the no values, right? Basically it begins with a no value. When the form gets submitted, that is dollar underscore post sub is what? Your submit buttons, right? It is checking these submit buttons whether it is available, right? Is set. If you remember, we looked into the is set function yesterday. If this query string consists of sub, the query string has a value of sub present. If sub is present in the query string, this will result into a true value. Is set dollar underscore post. Why I am checking the dollar underscore post? Because the form is using the post method. So all the query string values will be available in the dollar underscore post super global, and in that I am checking the sub. If that is present, this will return true. Is set, it will return true. We will come inside dollar text 1 dollar underscore post n1. So whatever user is going to enter here, suppose if I enter 22, that 22 will be stored in the n1. How the query string will be? N1 is equal to 22, and dollar post, the key n1 will fetch the value of 22, and let me give second as 12, and second one is the n2. That will be stored in the first n1 is stored, 22 is stored in the dollar text 1, and dollar underscore post n2. So what value will be mapped to that n2? It will be 12. So 12 value will be stored in the text 2, and dollar underscore post sub. Sub, let us say if I click plus here, so if I click on the first submit button, the plus value will be stored in the operand. So this dollar underscore post sub will be mapped to this plus value. So if you remember, we are passing that value here. Okay, when I click on the first button, it will pass a value of plus. So if I click on the plus button, I will get, now if I click on plus button, what will happen? Text 1 will be 22, text 2 will be 12, operand, dollar operand would be plus. Let me click on the plus. Okay, now 34 is pasted here. Now what happened? I got the value. This is 22, 12, and plus it will come here. If is numeric, so already we have seen is numeric is the function which will check whether given parameter is a number value or not. Dollar text 1 is 22, so is numeric true, and is numeric text 2, that is 12, that is also true. So both are true, it will come inside. If operand is equal to plus, yes, because we clicked on the plus, it came here. Dollar res is equal to dollar text 1 plus dollar text 2. So this is 22 plus 12, that is 36 is stored here. Then it will directly come to the end, right? This is the if statement, true block, this is the end. It will come here, and when it is the painting the HTML, now it has the value of dollar text 1. So it will repaint this HTML. Dollar text 1 is 22, so this 22 value will be displayed here. This 12 value will be displayed here. Now res, echo res is 36, sorry 34, sum is 34, that 34 value will be displayed there. Okay, that is how it will happen. Now If I click on minus, again this form will get resubmitted. So with these values, it will get resubmitted. So after resubmitting, what happens? Again, it will come here. Same things will repeat. It will come here. Now SUB is minus. This is 22. This is 12. This is minus. Now it will come here. This is a true statement. It will come here. Operand is equal to plus. No, it will come here. It is minus. Dollar res is equal to dollar text 1 minus text 2. Okay, 22 minus 12, that is 10. It will come and it will repaint the HTML. This is 22, this is 12. It will repaint this as dollar res as 10, and rest of the controls will be repainted. So that is how you will get it. Multiplication, now sub, that operand value becomes x value, and it will do the, it will come in the, so this value will become true, this condition will become true, so it will multiply. And if I click on the multiplication, now I have two conditions here. When it comes to the multiplication, operand is forward slash, that is the first condition, and text 2 not equal to 0. Okay, in this condition both are true. First is operand is forward slash. If I click on here, we get it as operand as oprand as forward slash, and this text 2 not equal to 0. Text 2 is 12. 12 is not equal to true. It will come here. So it will do the actual division. That is 22 divided by 12. Then whatever the value is we get, it is stored in the dollar res, that will be showed here in this particular result. So if I click here, so it will display here. Now let us say I make this as a 0. If I make this as 0, now what will happen? If I click on this, it will check all these values will come. It will come here. Operand forward slash, yes, that is true. Dollar text not equal to 0. This is 0 not equal to 0, false. So it will come to the false condition. Then dollar res is equal to infinite value. This value will be pasted in the result. So if I click on this, infinite value, it is getting from here. Now let us say you give a non-numeric number here. Okay, QQ, and you click on any button, doesn't matter. So when you click on any button, what will happen? It will come again here. Okay, then sub, okay, this is also true, it will come here. This is QQ, and this is 0, and it will come here to this condition, is numeric dollar text 1. QQ, it is not numeric. This is condition is false. When it is false, it will come to the false condition, else condition. Dollar res enter numeric inputs. So that will be posted here. Enter numeric inputs. So that is how the code will work. Next one is we have the matrix operations. I have that as 8b. I will copy. If you have any questions, you can ask the question. So this is the matrix part of the program. I have the first matrix as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Second one is 7, 8, 9, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. And transpose, I am doing the transpose of this matrix, first matrix, the transpose of the first matrix. So transpose is what? Rows will becomes columns, columns becomes rows. So this row becomes column. So 1, 2, 3 row will become a column here. You can see 1, 2, 3. Second row 4, 5, 6 column. Second column 4, 5, 6. The third row 7, 8, 9. It is the column. Then addition of matrices. We are going to add the first matrix and the second matrix. So you can see when we are adding the matrix, we will check the sizes, both sizes same, means number of rows and number of columns of both the matrices are equal. So here it is 3 by 3, and this is also 3 by 3. We can do the addition. So when we do the addition, it will add the element by element. You can see the first element at the location 0, 0 is added to the 0, 0th element, that is 1 plus 7. We get it as 8, then 2 plus 8, 10, 3 plus 9, 12. Similarly, 4 plus 2, sorry, not 4 plus 4 plus 4, we get it as 8, 5 plus 5, 10, 6 plus 6, again 12. So 8, 10, 12. Last row, 7 plus 1, 8, 8 plus 2, 10, 9 plus 3, 12. So you can see 8, 10, 12. That is the addition. Then multiplication, we know that the number of columns of the first matrix should be equal to the number of rows of the second matrix. Then only we can do the multiplication. And how do we do the multiplication? This, to find the first element, this is multiplied with the this. Okay, the first row is multiplied with the first column, that is 1 into 7 plus 2 into 4 plus 3 into 1. So we get it as 18. That is 1 into 7 is 7, then 2 into 4 is 8. Okay, then 3 into 1 is 3. So we are getting 7 plus 8 plus 3. So that calculation we have to do. Now we will see the code part, and the code is very simple. If you remember C programming or anything, the same logic is used here for doing the matrix multiplication. Matrix addition is very simple. So okay, this is the PHP code. First is I am going to create an array, and I am going to store it into a $a. $a is equal to array, and it is a two-dimensional array. You can see here from this, it is a two-dimensional array, 3 by 3. I have array inside the parenthesis. I have 3 rows. The first row is an array, second row is an array, third row is an array. The first row is array of 1 comma 2 comma 3. If you remember, when we have the multi-dimensional array, we did not specify the keys. By default, the keys are stored as 0, 1, 2, 3, so on. Now when I have this array on the first row, okay, first is like this array is created, which is having 3 rows, that is 0th location row, 1 location row, and 2 location row. So this is row is, this is 0, this is 1, this is 2. Then inside that, in the first row, I have another array, that is array 1 comma 2 comma 3. So this, by default, this is 0, this is 1, this is 2. So this element one by one is identified by 0 comma 0 element key. The second one is 0 comma 1, and this is identified by the key 0, 2, and so on. On the second row, we have 4, 5, 6. You can see this is 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9. Similarly, second array, this is the array values 7, 8, 9, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. If you want to choose any other values, you can do so. If you want to take 2 by 2, they did not specify what should be the size and all those things. However you want, you can take as per your convenience. Now we have to find the number of rows. $m count $a. Excuse me. This will give me a number of rows, and $n count $a of 2, means a of 2 is like it is going to get me the number of columns that are present. $p count $b, that is the second matrix rows. $q, it is going to get me the number of columns on the second matrix. First matrix row m, column n, second matrix row p, and the column q. Then echo the first matrix and break, concatenation break. What it will do on the, it will get this will output to the browser as this content. You can see the first matrix and a new line. Then we have a for loop. We are going to iterate through each element. $row is equal to 0, $row less than m. So m is what? Number of rows present in the first matrix. Then $row plus plus, Then inside I am going to go through the each of the element, each of the columns. Dollar column is equal to 0, dollar column less than dollar n, that is the number of columns that are present in the first matrix, then column plus plus, then echo space, then dot concatenation, dollar a first square bracket, dollar row second square bracket, dollar column. So initially it is 0 0, and what is at 0 0? At 0 0 we have value of 1. Okay, now this for loop, if you see here, this will go as long as there are n number of columns. So in our case we have 3 columns, and inside the for loop I have only one statement, that is echo, and it is going to concatenate. It will first, it will echo this one, then it will increment the value of n. So n will become 1. So 0 1, what is 0 1? 2. So it will echo 2. Similarly this will become 2. Okay, 0 2 is 3, it will display 3. Then this will become 4. Then sorry, it will become 3. 3 less than 2 false, it will come out of this inner for loop. Then it will provide a new line. Once it prints 1 2 3, then it will give a new line. That is how we are getting here. Once I get the new line, then this row will increase to 1. Okay, once the row increases to 1, then what I am going to display is 1 comma 0, this is 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, that is 4 5 6. Just if I remove this, I will show. If I remove this break, everything gets displayed on the same page. Okay, let me undo this, because I have opened it from the local folder. Let me open it from the htdocs. So whatever the changes I make, that would be directly available in the htdocs. Okay, let me remove this, and we will see what happens. And I save it, and I will reload the page. You can see everything goes on the one line, 1 2 3 4. That is the reason, after printing each row, I'm giving a new line. So once this loop completes, inner loop completes, then I will put a break. So if I put that, refresh, now you can see it is showing properly. Similarly, that is the this is the first matrix. I'm going to display the content of the second matrix. Then the second matrix, you can see the second matrix, and it is displaying. Then we have the transpose. The transpose for the first matrix, transpose is what you are going to show the instead of the rows, you are going to show the columns. So that is how, that is a simple way to display. Here you will iterate through the same rows and same columns. Then instead of having the row here, you will have the column, and instead of having column, you have the row here. So just you will switch column and the row, that the values will change. So it will display a transpose. That is how you are seeing the transpose. Then addition is very simple. For the addition, first you have to make sure that number of rows of the first matrix is equal to the second matrix, and number of columns of the first matrix is equal to number of columns of the second matrix. Once you have that one, the addition of the matrix is, so the addition of the matrix is, then what you are going to do, you are going to loop through all the element. So number of rows and columns are same, so you can take just m and n. And here what you have to do is you have to add, whenever you are echoing that value, you can see dollar a, dollar row, dollar column. This is the a matrix. So this particular thing, what, okay. So until this, what you are seeing, this is the a matrix plus b row and the column. So it is going to add respective elements. So initially it would be 0 0. So a 0 0, what is a 0 0? It is 1, and this is the b00. B00 is 7, 1 plus 7 is 8. That is what getting shown here. Then we have 0 1, that is 2. 0 1 for the matrix b is 8. 2 plus 8 10. That is what's being shown here. So we are not showing it, storing it in another matrix. Directly we are displaying it on the browser. And last one is the logic for the multiplication. You already know the logic for the multiplication. Same logic has been applied here. First thing that you are going to check is you are going to check the number of columns of the first matrix is equal to number of rows of the second matrix. That you have to make sure. Then only you should proceed. Okay. And triple equal, we already talked about this operator. It will not only check for the equality, it will check for the data type as well. So we want to check both the things. Now echo multiplication, you are seeing that the multiplication of the matrices. Then we have, okay, just a quick 2 minutes, I will finish this. We have a empty array here, dollar result. Then we are going to iterate through this, and this is the logic for the multiplication. If you remember the C logic, the same thing has been implemented. So apart from two outer for loops, I will have one more inner for loop. And if you remember the formula for the addition of the new matrix, the dollar result ij is equal to the matrix ik, and this is the inner loop for the k, ik into bkj. So I'm going to add these values so that I can calculate the each element. Each element, how it is calculated, this row is multiplied with this column. So this is 1 into 7 plus 2 into 4 plus 3 into 1. That is what is carried out in the inner for loop. So you can see here, result ij is equal to, it is plus equals, result ij is equal to result ij plus aik into bkj. Okay, initially this value result ij, we initiate that would be initially before you enter here, you initiate it to the 0. So 0 plus initial value, then it will keep on adding. That resultant value will be stored in the 0 0. Similarly, second element is calculated, this row into second column, that is 1 into 8 plus 2 into 5 plus 3 into 2. That will be shown as the next element, that will come as the 24. So that is how this calculation happens here. This matrix is created, new array is created, and that new array is displayed here as a output. So you can see here, result is displayed with all the available elements. So that is the end of the program 8.